Hi chosen few expats, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, thank you for joining us. When moving out of the country, you have to realize that you're eventually going to have to get rid of a lot of your stuff. So we ordered this dumpster right here, about to get rid of a bunch of stuff. We highly recommend that you do the same. There's no need to take a bunch of stuff with you to Panama or many of these other countries. You don't need to take large items like beds, sofas, couches. Most of the apartments and the condos and the homes in Panama come fully furnished already, so there's no need to take a whole bunch of this stuff. You just really have to, I know a lot of it is sentimental, so you just really have to just part ways with it. You're going to find that it's going to be very, very liberating for you once you do so, and it may save you some money. If you get down to a point where you don't need a shipping container, that is going to save you some money, because a shipping container is going to cost you about $3,000 to $3,200 to ship down there for a 20-foot container. It's going to cost you probably about another $1,500 to $1,800 for a freight forwarder to get that through customs and to get that shipped to your final location. So if you can get down to the point where you don't need a shipping container, that's what you want to try to do. But you definitely don't need any big items, so go ahead and part with all of this stuff right now. Just order you a dumpster. It may cost you around $250 to $300 depending upon the size of the dumpster. You can give a lot of stuff away to your friends, family. You can sell whatever you can't get rid of, and just go from there. If you can get down and just bring in a few suitcases with some clothes, that's definitely what you would want to do. You know, very few of us are going to be able to do that, but if possible, that's what you should try to do. In terms of the dumpster, you should try to order your dumpster about 120 days before you depart, roughly 4 months. So what we did, that give you a chance to separate your items into basically 3 categories: the items you want to throw away, items that you want to sell, and items that you want to give away. Now, some of those items that you may decide to sell or give away may go into the throwaway column later on. So you may want to order another dumpster about 30 days before you depart to try to get rid of any other kind of items that you may have had that you changed your mind on. But it's a good idea to go ahead and order the dumpster about 120 days before you depart. We're going to work on a video basically that's going to try to outline a timeline, a moving timeline for doing all this stuff as you prepare to make your move. And so, I'm sorry, hold up. All right, kick it outside for a report. Ran across something, I figured y'all would get a kick out of it, so I ran across this little thing right here. I don't think I'm gonna be needing this in Panama. Yeah. Man, the only problem with that is that you didn't leave before the winter storm came, so there was ice. You still needed that ice scraper, so it's too bad you threw it away when you did. But that's just something else you guys may want to just make sure you hold on to everything you're gonna need up until the time you actually do leave. So after you get the dumpster, you want to make sure to not wait for this next step, which is all of the items that you decide to sell. You want to list those on eBay, Mercari, or any of these other shipping sites, selling sites, as soon as possible to give yourself time to sell those items. That's one mistake that I did make. I waited too long before posting some of these items on eBay. I did manage to sell about $1,700 worth of clothes, which, you know, hey, that's great. But there's a lot more I could have sold, because basically I ran out of time. I still had like 36 items listed on eBay up until the day before we left. So at that point, you either have to pull the listings or you can leave them up there, but you got to have someone you trust that can ship those for you. And we already had a few people doing some favors for us, after our departure. So didn't want to place any more burdens on them. So we ended up just pulling those listings. So, it worked out well for my dad and my cousins. They had some extra, good clothes that they maybe otherwise would not have had if I would have been able to sell them. So the other thing that kind of bit us is that there were some larger items that may have been maybe more candidates for Craigslist or something like that. Some larger appliances like fireplace mantles. You can think of things like washers, dryers, things like that I could have sold, but was unable to, more or less because I ran out of time. So, don't make that mistake and get rid of these items as soon as you possibly can. Now, when it comes to shipping your items, you have some options there. If you're not going to be able to just take a couple of suitcases, some people have noted being able to ship some boxes or ship some barrels. There is a company called Amerijet which you can get to give you a quote. I was going through the quoting process with them. Didn't end up providing them all of the level of detail they needed to provide a good firm quote for the amount of stuff that we had, because basically the amount of stuff that we were shipping ended up growing, you know. So it didn't really firm that up in order to get a quote with them, but they come highly recommended whether you're shipping boxes or barrels. Folks have also contacted mailboxes, etc. in Panama, and I'm sure they're in other locations as well. In that case, you would have to get a trucking company to basically truck your items down to Miami. Mailboxes, etc. put those items on a boat. Take about 2 to 3 weeks for those items to get to you in Panama. And so those are the options for doing that. In terms of shipping a container, we looked at Allied, which is it's a popular moving company in the U.S. So they came by, we discussed all of the items. They provided an estimate, a quote. Now their quote included packing up basically everything. So they come into your home, pack up everything, load the container, ship the container, get it through customs as you're operating as your freight forwarder, get it to your new home, move it in and unpack it for you. But that cost is like $9,000. So, it's pretty hefty. So it's like, so we looked at another company called Mexico Moving Company, which is actually a black company. And even though they're called Mexico Moving Company, they specialize in moves from moves to Mexico and also to Panama. Their quote came in roughly the same as Allied for basically the same services, basically doing all of the work, coming in, packing, shipping, acting as your freight forwarder, and unpacking on the back end. So that kind of eliminated them. So we ended up going with a company called iContainers. And the iContainers, their quote came in around $3,200 or so to ship the shipping container to Panama, but that does not include any packing or loading of the container. So you have to get 3 or 4 of your best buddies, or pay somebody a few $100s to help you load the container. And that goes for loading it on the front end, and then also when the container gets to Panama, you have to find a freight forwarder to help you get it through customs. That's going to be an additional cost. And you have to get somebody to help you unload that container, so there's going to be some more costs on top of that. But it's still going to be substantially less than the $9,000 that was quoted for, for the whole thing. And so we got more information coming up on that. And, basically in terms of using a freight forwarder, we had a lot of success with a company called Core Freight Solutions here in Panama to get our items, our container through customs and moved out to our location and get our items moved in. But so here's some video clips basically on how things went with our move with our shipping container. Well, y'all know I talked all that trash about let it go, don't carry a bunch of stuff, you don't need to take a bunch of stuff, but still ended up needing to get a shipping container. So there it is, 20-foot container coming in. It's gonna be a long day here, gotta get it done. Well, y'all, there it is. Today is the day. Well, today is not moving day, but it is container day. That's the first big step towards making a move. So it's gonna be a long few hours, but we'll see what we can do. Waiting on my help to come load this thing up. You know your boy's not trying to knock this out solo. Gotta fill that bad boy up, y'all. Coming back at 2 o'clock, so my help's not here yet. I'm about to call him right now, but he's about to dump this container right here, and we're about to get the party started. Got a call from the guys that's supposed to be coming to help load this container. 2 men in a truck. They on the way. 20 minutes, they'll be here. Hopefully they'll realize they're loading a shipping container. This ain't U-Haul. Y'all see how high this is? Okay, this ain't a U-Haul truck. There's no ramp right here. I mean, this thing is like about 4.5 feet off the ground. Some of these boxes, 60, 70 pounds. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Guess we'll find out.
And told me, I took a picture, sent it to him, told him. They ain't want to even come out the site or nothing, man.
Boys, Tony and William got it done, boy.
I just tried, man, dude. Try to do the best I can.
Hey, y'all boys ain't no kind of joke, man. Pedro is back to pick up the container. About to close it up. We filled that bad boy up, man. Look at that. That's crazy. 20-foot container packed full. All right, Pedro, go for it, bro.
My English nobody.
No problema. Mi español es no muy mal. Necesito más practicar. Pero sí. Well, y'all, the job is finished. My man Pedro buttoning up the shipping container, about to pull out. Well, y'all, that's it. Stuff gone. See you in Panama. So if you like our content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with others who may be interested in this video. And also leave down in the comments below what experiences you guys have had in terms of making your move, or what kind of research you've done in the companies that you may recommend, so that others can see it down in the comments. So thanks, and we'll see you all next time.